Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing really well. As you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you habits that have changed my life. Honestly, these habits have been revolutionary in terms of how I live my daily lifestyle, how I go about my daily routine, and I want to be able to share these with you as well so that you can live your best life as well. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking it up into 3 different categories. We're going to talk about money, we're going to talk about mindset and health. So if you are interested in any of those, then please keep watching. Before we do jump into the video, just wanted to mention this video is sponsored by Swyftx. Swyftx is an Australian-based cryptocurrency exchange, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the video. So let's just get started. So the first category I'm going to talk about is money. So the first tip that I want to talk about, this one has got to be one of the biggest money changes that I have made in terms of my lifestyle and how I think about money. So it is, you have to spend money to make money. Now, what I mean by this is that money should not be something that is scarce. I feel like once I started thinking that money was abundant, I was able to see that flow between money. So what I mean by that is you need to spend money to allow yourself to grow, and this could be in terms of, skills, taking up a new skill, learning about something. You need to invest in yourself and you need to put money forward to get something out of it. An example that I can really share with you guys is, for example, me starting my own business, me starting my career coaching business. I obviously was very hesitant in starting that because I knew that there would be initial costs involved as well, and for me that was a little bit of a hindrance or a little bit of a deterrent in me starting my business, and obviously the ongoing costs as well. But I knew that if I ever wanted to really expand, if I ever wanted to grow and earn more than my 9-to-5 potential, I had to put in money to make money. So that is why I started out my business. I started my career coaching business. I made the investment, and I'm honestly seeing it today, because if I hadn't put that money in, I wouldn't have seen that grow, and I wouldn't have seen obviously more clients come through, more profit come through. So that's basically what I'm trying to say is, if you want to see something grow and you want to see something expand, then you need to put money towards it to see the returns come to you as well. And for those of you who are working a 9-to-5 job but you want to leave the 9-to-5 and you want to grow and do something on your own, then you need to put money aside. Then you need to invest in growing yourself, building those skills so that you have the potential of leaving one day as well. So I think this was the biggest sort of change in terms of my mindset in relation to money. I feel like it just has to flow. You can't think of it being scarce and always holding on to it, because then you're never going to make those big moves and you're never going to, really test those boundaries and try something different. So don't think of it like, you're gonna waste money, because you'll never know unless you try things, right? So I'm not saying to spend it on material things, but if you're looking to grow yourself and develop skills, then I think you need to have this mindset. The second tip that I want to share with you guys is to educate yourself about money. I feel like there are so many people out there that say they want to, research more about investing, cryptocurrency, collectibles, but they're not taking the time to do it. They're not taking the time to educate themselves, to learn about something that can possibly change their lives later down the track. Because if you invest right now, then you are setting yourself up for success. You're setting yourself up for a future filled with freedom. And I know that money doesn't buy you happiness, but honestly it buys you choice, it buys you freedom, and you can do whatever it is that you like, and in turn that should be giving you happiness. So I think it's very important to be mindful about where your money is sitting. I feel like given how price of living is increasing, the cost of living is increasing, you want to make sure your money is working for you as well. And for me, you guys all know that I've really been into cryptocurrency. I've been investing for quite some time. In fact, it's going to be probably 4 years now since I've been investing into cryptocurrency. So I think this is a perfect segue for me to introduce today's sponsor, which is Swyftx. Now, Swyftx is an Australian-based currency exchange. As mentioned before, they are based out of Brisbane, and they are the exchange that I personally use as well to invest in cryptocurrency. And for my viewers today, if you are interested in investing into cryptocurrency and dabbling into that world, then Swyftx have been nice enough to offer me a referral code for you guys so that you can get $10 worth of free Bitcoin upon your sign up and upon your verification. So it's very simple, very straightforward. I'll leave all of the details in the description box down below in case you are interested in, you know, starting out your cryptocurrency journey and seeing what it's like. I have actually done a step-by-step video tutorial on how you can set up your account. So if you want to watch that video, I'll also leave it down below as well. But a few reasons why I love Swyftx is it's honestly very simple to use. It's very beginner friendly. It's perfect for, you know, people that are starting out because there is a demo feature available on their exchange. You can toggle the demo feature on and play around with fake money and just test out the platform, see if it's something that you like and you can actually play around with. Another thing that I love about them is their fast verification process. It literally takes no more than 2 minutes to be verified. As long as you've got the right supporting documents and ID available, it is such a breeze. It's very simple, very easy. Not only that, but they've got low fees as well. One of the lowest fees across Australia, across different cryptocurrency exchanges as well, and their mobile app. I'm literally always on their mobile app as well, and they now have over 260 crypto assets. If you're in New Zealand as well, you're able to benefit from the referral code as well. But honestly guys, if you're interested, click the link in the description box down below and you'll be able to get $10 worth of free Bitcoin. And now let's get back to the video. The third tip that I want to share with you is around my savings account. And personally for me, I realized this, that having my money sitting in my bank account is honestly doing me no good. I'm literally eating away at my balance, and because of inflation, the money you've got in your bank account is going down and down each day because that dollar is not going to buy you the same amount as it currently does as compared to the future. So I think for me, I definitely learned that having my money sitting in a savings account was going to do me no good. Your money is going to be worth less and less every day because of inflation, and for that reason I've always, you know, wanted to invest in either real estate, cryptocurrency, collectibles. You know, you can look into shares, ETFs, whatever it is that you fancy. But I think having your money in a bank account earning like less than 1% is ridiculous because, as I said, inflation is just going to eat away at your money, and you want your money to be making you more money. You don't want it to take away of all of, you know, your hard work that you've, you know, spent saving all of that money. So I think for me it was definitely a good move just because I need my money to make me money, and I don't want it to just sit there earning 1% because that's honestly nothing. And of course this is non-financial advice, but do educate yourself around this space and just see what works for you. Now moving on to the next tip that I wanted to mention, and that is budgeting. I think budgeting is very, very important, especially if you are making different streams of income. You want to make sure that you are accounting for everything coming in and accounting for everything leaving your bank account as well. I think it's also perfect for people that do work a 9-to-5 job and really see, you know, where they're actually spending, where can they save their money, and really just getting on top of your finances, because I think the worst thing is, you know, coming towards the end of the month and you realize you don't really have much, you know, disposable income to live off. I think just having a budget allows you to be accountable, so you take that ownership and really manage your finances successfully. And it's honestly such a rewarding feeling, you know, seeing your savings grow over time if you are putting some money away, you know, after you get your income. Okay, now moving on to the second category, which is mindset. Now this is a big one. I feel like mindset over the last few years for me has definitely changed. I feel like I'm absorbing new information, I'm taking on new things, and these tips have definitely been, you know, impactful in my life. So I want to share these with you as well. So the first thing that I want to mention that has honestly changed my life is to be appreciative and be accepting if things don't work out. So what I mean by this is, for example, me not being able to go to Melbourne next week because of lockdown, because of the pandemic. This has honestly been the 6th trip that's been cancelled of mine, and I was obviously very, very down by it. But, you know, I was quick to snap into the mindset that things happen for a reason. The universe is probably telling you a sign. Maybe you shouldn't go. You just never know what could have happened if you did go to Melbourne. Like, you could have been hit by a car. You could have, you know, done something wrong, and maybe it just wasn't the right time for you to go, and that's why the universe has cancelled that trip for you. I know it may sound very sort of, you know, airy-fairy and very sort of blasé, but I think this is definitely a positive mindset to have, because being negative about things is honestly not going to bring you any good. And I think for me, thinking that, you know, the universe is on my side and it's looking out for me, and you know, it's just like your you know, older guardian or your parent that's really looking out for you and knows what's best for you. So I think that's the way that I've sort of approached it, and that's the way that has made me feel a lot better about things that don't go to plan. So I suggest trying it out as well if you are ever in that state where something doesn't go to plan. Next tip that I want to share around mindset is around planning. I think everyone should be planning whatever it is that they've got in their day. I think you should do a daily planner, you should do a weekly planner, and even a monthly planner as well. Writing down things, being on top of things that need to be done. And I think taking it one step further to also write down some deadlines, some time restraints as well, so that you aren't leaving these tasks open-ended, and that can eventually lead to you not completing them at all. So I think everyone should try also to audit themselves, because trust me, I know that, you know, after I started auditing myself, I thought I was really busy before auditing myself, and once I started doing that, I realized that I did have a few extra hours in a day to do something else and to do something productive. And mind you, this was when I was working my 9 to 5 as well. So I mean, look, I'm not saying this because I've now left a 9 to 5. This was something I was doing at my 9 to 5, and I knew that, you know, I was wasting time. I could have been doing something that was productive. So I decided to audit myself, and I found that yes, I did have an extra 2 hours a day, because I ended up, you know, subconsciously scrolling through Instagram, subconsciously doing things that didn't provide me with any value. And I think you guys should try that out as well. Number 3 is to not look at your phone first thing in the morning. I think this is the biggest thing that's honestly changed my mood every morning, and has just really allowed me to have a very positive mindset in life. I'm just so much more happier when I'm not looking at my phone first thing in the morning. As I mentioned, when gyms were open, when we weren't in lockdown, I was going to the gym first thing in the morning, and I would only look at my phone once I came back, and that was a big game changer for me. I just felt obviously very uplifted, very positive, and if I had seen a negative article, you know, first thing in the morning, or some negative news, or check my emails, I would have just been like, oh, like I have so much work to do today. But I think not looking at your phone, I know everyone says it to not look at it, and you're sort of just like, nah, you know, you don't know what you're talking about. But guys, trust me, it works, and I want you to try it out, because it definitely worked for me. And just try, you know, increasing it to not looking at it first thing every morning, to maybe looking at it 5 minutes after you wake up, and then increasing that to 10, 15, and maybe an hour, or after you come back from the gym. And the 4th mindset habit that I want to share with you that has really changed my life is to just believe in myself and be confident, go with my gut, and just keep pushing forward. Because if I hadn't started my YouTube channel about, you know, 2.5, 3 years ago now, I would not be in this situation, living my best life and having quit the 9 to 5 job and doing something that I genuinely love. So I think if I hadn't believed in myself back then honestly no one else was going to. It was really going to be up to me. So I think, as cheesy as it does sound, believe in yourself. Now, moving on to the next category, it is health. Health has been a very important part of my life over the last few years, and I've really made it a priority to, you know, take care of myself and make sure my health is #1 priority for me. So the first tip that I want to share with you guys is to wake up a little bit earlier each day, because if you wake up just on time, or just when your alarm goes off, I know it's very hard to do it, you know, in winter, and to wake up earlier because it's always very dark and cold, but you have no excuse during summer. So definitely try it out, because I think having a little bit of time just to yourself, to, you know, TMI, but just to go to the bathroom like first thing in the morning, just to have that me time, just to, you know, journal, maybe do some yoga, maybe just like take, you know, some fresh air, open the windows, open the blinds, curtains, and take in life, I think is just very important. And it just sets you up to not have a very flustered day. Next tip that I want to share with you that's honestly changed my life is working out in the morning instead of after work. I know for me, I struggled when I was especially working my 9 to 5 job. I didn't want to go to the gym in the morning because I was too lazy, too cold, and I was sleepy. So I always ended up going to the gym after work, and I realized that I was very drained. And the times that I actually went, I realized I was drained, but there were a lot of times that I didn't actually even go to the gym because I was too tired, or something at work came up, or I had to go out for dinner with friends. And I always made working out a priority that was, you know, last on my to-do list. So I think having a workout done first thing in the morning, I know it's harder in winter, but if you can force yourself, or even just working out in your apartment, having some dumbbells during winter, I think is very important. It just gets it out of the way. It gets you, you know, thinking clearly, and you don't need to worry about it after work. Because if you work out first thing in the morning, then that's out of your way, that's done and dusted, and when you come back from work, you can focus on other things that make you happy, like, you know, starting up a side hustle, starting up a business. So I think for me that honestly definitely worked, and I definitely wanted to share it with you guys as well. Third tip that I want to share with you that's honestly changed my life, and ever since moving out of home, I started eating more chicken, more meat, more sort of, you know, red meats, and it really wasn't sitting well with me and my digestive system, and I just felt very heavy, very bogged down, until I decided to incorporate more veggies into my diet, and even having a few days that I was meat free. This has honestly been a game changer for me. I'm very sensitive. I don't know why I did this to myself ever since moving out. I feel like meat was just so much more accessible instead of, you know, getting vegetarian options. I mean, I could have, but like, you know what I mean. So I feel like, you know, just having a few days where you are vegetarian, having a few days where you cut down a little bit of meat, I think is just very, very important for your system. And just try it out. I know there's a lot of people watching this and they're going to be like, well, no, I'm never going to cut out meat from my diet. But just try it and see if you feel different. If you don't, then that's totally fine, but you just never know unless you try. So give it a go, see how you feel. And the final health tip that I wanted to share with you that's honestly changed my life, and that is having dinner early. Having dinner around 6:30 p.m. instead of me having it late around 8:30, 9 o'clock, back when I was living at home, was honestly the biggest change in my life. And for my digestive system, my gut, and because your gut is like the second mind of your body, I think it's so important to take note of things that are happening to your body and really taking these signs on and making changes in your life. So for me, I noticed that, you know, having dinner earlier, it didn't even mean that I was hungry afterwards. I always thought I would be hungry, but no, I was never hungry, because you can always have, like, you know, dessert. You can have a little snack before bed as well. But I think having your bigger meal a little bit earlier and allowing 3 hours before you do go to sleep, I think is so important, just for, you know, well-being and just feeling lighter. It just helped my gut out a lot, and it just made me feel very, very light. So if you're someone that's struggling with eating and you're struggling with, you know, digesting your food, then I definitely recommend you try having your meals a little bit earlier, and see how you go. But those are all of the tips that I wanted to share with you guys, all of the habits that have honestly changed my life for the better, and I really just wanted to share these with you as well. If you've got any suggestions at all, then please leave them down below. But that's it, guys. I'm going to catch you guys in my next video. See you!